My own sister didn't just steal my fiancé, she also stole my wedding dress to wear at their secret ceremony. They honestly thought they had gotten away with the ultimate betrayal. But I decided their special day was the perfect time to air out all their dirty laundry. They wanted a wedding to remember? Oh, I was going to give them one. So, to really get how deep this betrayal goes, you have to understand my sister, Amelia. To everyone else, especially our parents, she was the charming, free-spirited one. I, Ellie, was the complete opposite, the focused, driven planner. I worked hard to build a successful career and liked my life organized. We were close, or at least, that's what I thought. We were the kind of sisters who could finish each other's sentences. I trusted her with everything, which, looking back, was my first big mistake. And then there was Axel. He was my rock. We'd been together for 5 years, and our relationship felt like the one steady, perfect thing in my crazy life. He was kind, he was supportive, and he loved me for my ambition. When he proposed, it felt like the last piece of my carefully planned life just clicked into place. We spent a whole year planning the wedding. Every single detail was a reflection of us. The venue was this beautiful old estate we'd found on a weekend trip. The flowers, the music, the guests, I poured my heart into it all. But the most important thing, for me, was the dress. I found it in a little boutique downtown. It wasn't some huge, puffy gown. It was just me. A classic, elegant A-line dress with the most beautiful lace on the sleeves and a delicate line of buttons all the way down the back. The second I put it on, I started crying. My mom cried. Even Amelia, my maid of honor, seemed to get choked up. She told me I'd never looked more beautiful. That dress wasn't just fabric, it was everything I was hoping for, my whole future with Axel. It was perfect. And it was mine. A few weeks before the wedding, this huge opportunity came up at work, a business trip that could lock in a promotion I'd been chasing for years. I was nervous about leaving so close to the big day, but Axel and Amelia both insisted I go. Go, Ellie. Amelia said, giving me a huge hug. Don't miss this. We've got everything under control here. Axel kissed me goodbye at the airport and said, it's just for a few days. I'll be right here when you get back, and then we'll be married. I got on that plane feeling so grateful for them, never guessing the absolute darkness that was hiding behind their smiles. I got home 4 days later, totally wiped but thrilled about how well the trip went. I walked into my apartment, fully expecting to see Axel, but the place was dead quiet. There was just this weird silence. I called his name. Nothing. I tried his phone, straight to voicemail. This knot started tightening in my stomach. To distract myself, I decided to go look at my dress one more time. I went to my closet where it was hanging in its garment bag. But when I reached for the zipper, I froze. There was a faint smell in the air I knew instantly. It was Amelia's signature perfume, this super strong vanilla scent she wore constantly. Why would her perfume be in my closet? I unzipped the bag. It was empty. My beautiful, perfect dress, the one that held all my dreams, was just gone. Cold, sharp panic shot through me. I tore my apartment apart, my heart pounding like a drum. The dress was nowhere. My mind was racing. Why was Amelia in my apartment? And where was my dress? Then, my phone rang. It was my best friend, Christine. Her voice was weirdly quiet. Ellie, she said, you need to sit down. I just sank onto my bed, my legs gave out. What is it, Christine? What's going on? What she said next completely shattered my world. Amelia and Axel got married yesterday. In your dress. The words didn't even make sense. Married? My fiancé? My sister? It was impossible. It's all over social media, Ellie, she said softly. They used your venue. Your date. They stole your entire wedding. With shaking hands, I opened Instagram. And there it was. A flood of pictures from our friends and family, all celebrating. There was my sister, Amelia, smiling in my wedding dress, with her arm linked through Axel's. There they were, cutting the cake I chose, having their first dance under the lights at the venue I booked. My own family was there, smiling in the photos, celebrating the wedding of my fiancé and my sister. This wasn't just a private betrayal. It was a public humiliation they broadcast for everyone to see. The shock finally wore off and was replaced by a pain so deep it literally took my breath away. And then, something else took its place. A cold, hard, crystal clear anger. They really thought I would just crumble, that I'd hide away in shame. They were so wrong. They might have started this war, but I was damn sure going to finish it. I didn't cry for long. My sadness turned into this ice-cold determination. They wanted a public show? Fine. I was going to give them one they would never, ever forget. For the next week, I went full-on detective. I gathered every single piece of their nasty little secret. I found text messages between them going back months, filled with their plans and cruel jokes about me. I found receipts for gifts Axel bought for Amelia using our joint bank account. I even got a sworn statement from the boutique owner confirming that Amelia had picked up my dress, pretending she was getting it for a final fitting for me. It turned out they had planned a second reception, a more formal party hosted by Axel's parents, who had no idea what really happened. They just thought their son had a last-minute change of heart. This party was going to be my stage. When the invitation arrived, I RSVP'd yes. That one little word held so much promise. I showed up at the reception hall, and I definitely didn't look like a woman who'd been left heartbroken. I wore this killer crimson-red dress that made me stand out in the sea of boring pastels. I smiled. I mingled. I even accepted condolences from people telling me how brave I was. I let Amelia and Axel soak up their moment, watching them look so proud of the happiness they'd stolen. They saw me, and I saw them exchange this smug little look. They thought I was there to surrender. My moment came right after the speeches. Axel's father finished his toast, and before the MC could say anything, I walked right up to the front and took the microphone. The whole room went silent. "Good evening, everyone," I started, my voice perfectly clear and steady. "For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ellie. I was supposed to be the bride at the wedding you all went to last week." Confused murmurs spread through the room. Amelia's face went completely white. Axel looked like he was going to throw up. "I know things have been a little confusing," I continued, "and I just wanted to clear the air. You see, this beautiful wedding wasn't some whirlwind romance. It was a meticulously planned heist." I pointed to the big screen behind them where they'd been playing a slideshow of their photos. My friend Christine, my new maid of honor in this little war, hit the button. The screen flickered, and suddenly, it was filled with screenshots of texts between Amelia and Axel. Texts where they planned how to get me out of town. Texts where Amelia bragged about how my dress fit her better anyway. You see, my own sister, my maid of honor, didn't just fall in love with my fiancé, I said, my voice dripping with ice. She fell in love with my life. So she decided to just take it. She pushed me to go on that business trip, and while I was gone, she stole my wedding dress out of my closet and walked down the aisle to marry the man who was supposed to be my husband. You could hear people gasp all over the hall. Our parents looked absolutely horrified. I had Christine put the receipt for the dress, with my name on it, right next to a picture of Amelia wearing it. I read a few of their worst texts out loud, and my voice never even shook. "So I'd like to propose a toast," I said, raising an imaginary glass. "To the happy couple. May their marriage be as honest as the way it started. You didn't just steal my fiancé, Amelia. You stole my dress. You stole my wedding. But you didn't steal my dignity. I'm taking that back, right now." The silence that followed was deafening. And then, chaos. Guests were shouting. Axel's mom was sobbing. My dad was just staring at Amelia with this look of pure disgust. Amelia was totally frozen, her face a mask of horror as her perfect day completely fell apart around her. Axel tried to grab the mic, stammering some pathetic apology, but it was way too late. The truth was out. I didn't stick around to watch the rest of the train wreck. I just put the microphone back on the stand, turned around, and walked out of that reception with my head held high. I didn't get the wedding I dreamed of, but I got something better, my freedom. And the sweet satisfaction of knowing that every single person in their life now knows exactly who they are, liars and thieves. My happily ever after looks a lot different now, but I'm building it myself, with honesty, strength, and not a single trace of vanilla perfume. You know, it seems like the worst betrayals always come from the people we trust the most. Have you ever had to stand up for yourself in a way you never thought you could? Share your story in the comments. And if you believe in the power of taking back your own story, make sure you like this and subscribe for more.